Okay, so homelessness is a social issue that seems to be steadily increasing as time progresses. It's been considered a more serious problem than most people would realize. On any given night in America, 700,000 to 2 million people could be homeless. The Great Depression of the 1930s caused an epidemic of hunger, homelessness, and poverty. However, modern homelessness, by today's standards, are usually caused by economic stresses and the lack of affordable housing. Also, when they let all the mental patients out, they deinstitutionalized them, they went right to being homeless people. By the mid-1980s, there was a dramatic increase in family homelessness. That means whole families were out there on the streets, which led to more teenagers being out on the streets, kids being out on the streets. Now they're known as street kids. Homelessness has been a serious problem, but some people have tried to improve the situation. In 1872, the New York City Rescue Mission was started, and that's helped many people. It's still alive and acting today. Okay, another point that I wanted to make. The U.S. government has asked all major cities to come up with a 10-year plan to help combat homelessness. And the theory now is, instead of getting someone into an emergency shelter temporarily, that they would get them into more permanent housing. But then we need to help them keep the permanent housing. We need to offer them support so that they can stay in that permanent housing. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Alright, so what are the reasons that we have homelessness? The mental patients being left out on the streets was one, as I said. Economic stresses is a huge factor. Mental illness and domestic violence, obviously. There's many causes, but if we all work together, we have such resources in this country, I don't see why we can't combat this problem. We could help them find more permanent housing, help people find jobs. If people are not mentally fit to be on their own, then we have to come up with a plan for them. But in this great country, there's so much that we could do. A little bit of effort would go a long way to help these hundreds of thousands to millions of people being on the street every day. It's very sad, and we should all lend a hand.